You know, Papa, you can't polish a turd.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Kids Show, and today we are talking about the continuous failure that is Activision Blizzard. It is pretty insane to think that at one point in history, Blizzard was one of the most respected and highly regarded developers in all of gaming. I remember the days of just chilling at my best friend's house back in like 2005 and 2006, just watching this dude playing World of Warcraft because I didn't have any internet and he did, and I was just wondering how a video game like that could even exist. I also remember the days where Overwatch had just come out, and at that time, unfortunately, someone very close to me was gravely ill and on their deathbed, and I didn't really know how to cope with that other than to just play Overwatch to basically just take my mind off of the reality of the situation I was facing, unfortunately, something that I had no control over and something I had never faced before. Unfortunately, due to Activision Blizzard's absolutely horrendous reputation, and from what we do know from their company, as well as how poorly they treat their games and how they don't really understand innovation, they just understand virtue signaling to get their games over, and how they pretty much feed their toxic game audience instead of balancing their game. I can honestly say I am truly ashamed to have to hold Overwatch near and dear to my heart because of that situation I was facing those many years ago. But here we go with Activision Blizzard fucking up yet again. They're honestly a joke at this point, and their excuse for it is cute. But yeah, let's read into this bullshit excuse. Update on our pipeline. As we have worked with new leadership in Blizzard and within the franchises themselves, particularly in certain key creative roles, it has become apparent that some of the Blizzard content planned for next year will benefit from some development time to reach its full potential. While we are still planning to deliver a substantial amount of content from Blizzard next year, we are now planning for a later launch for Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 than originally envisioned. Oops, they said envisaged. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck that even means. And second of all, reading this tiny ass thing with no glasses on really sucks. But continuing on, these are two of the most eagerly anticipated titles in the industry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for that. That was completely unexpected. I didn't read that prior to doing this video. But yo, that was the most genuine reaction I could muster after having to read that bullshit. They actually are so bold to say that. Holy shit. How tone deaf can they be? And our teams had made great strides towards completion in recent quarters, but we believe giving the team some extra time to complete production and continue growing our creative resources to support the titles after launch will ensure that these releases delight and engage their communities for many years into the future. I bet you these fucking games won't even come out and work properly. Oh my god. It's like you could smell the nasty bullshit off of this fucking. I'm sorry, guys. I may have had a little bit of wine before doing this video, and I thought it would be a great idea to do this video, but I might actually fucking lose it. These decisions will push out the financial uplift that we had expected to see next year, but we are confident that this is the right course of action for our people, our players, and the long term success of our franchises. Oh my god, I shouldn't even be laughing at this point because it's actually disgusting. Not only are they so full of shit, but they're trying to use these delays as to say why they'll end up losing money. And I mean the term losing money very, very lightly because Activision does not lose money. When something doesn't go their way, they will fix it to where they will end up basically covering their loss somehow. Now, I don't necessarily mean that from the really bad publicity that Activision in general has received lately. That is pretty much unavoidable. They are going to take a loss from that in some way, shape, or form. But in terms of when, for example, a game doesn't sell that well, well, if it doesn't sell well, then guess what? they'll just fix their microtransactions in order to cover that loss. Arrogant companies like Activision that are as big as they are do not take losing money very lightly. They will avoid it at all costs. That's why when you see, for example, Call of Duty sells less and less every year, just about, right? Well, guess what? When it does sell less, Activision somehow makes more. So much so that they're able to give the 0.0001% of the top of their company millions upon millions of dollars in bonuses for this accomplishment. Then, in the same breath, fire hundreds of employees that develop and made the successes that they're benefiting off of financially. And then, to top it all off, just to make the fans pissed and annoyed and frustrated for just wanting a video game that does what it needs to do in order to entertain, Activision Blizzard just loves to bash fans and virtue signal when they should be self policing their own development team to make sure they don't do any sick, disgusting shit. Once again, it's always the people and the companies oh so virtuous who are the most evil behind closed doors. Amazing how that seems to be an interesting and consistent trend as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, guys, basically they're blaming this on them introducing new leadership to these projects in general. And honestly, man, I'm not buying it. Yeah, of course, let's be real now. Introducing new leadership is going to be slightly problematic in leading the team because honestly, the leader has to accustom themselves to leading said team. But what I don't buy about this is that to me, the entirety of Activision Blizzard is at this point tainted. And honestly, Activision Blizzard has been so genuinely horrible at delivering on their promises, doing the things that they were supposed to do. And this isn't something that's happened recently just because, oh, this issue blew up in Activision's face. No, they have been horrible for a very long time, for many years. Warcraft 3 is honestly one of the most underspoken of abominations to gaming. The remake itself is so fucking bad, despite them making all these promises of it being sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, and for it to be a hot, steaming turd landing on the doorsteps of fans is something that needs to be spoken of more. It has always been a problem for many years. It's not just recently. It has always been a hot steaming pile of shit. And I'm not even talking about the game. I'm talking about Activision Blizzard itself. It is a hot steaming pile of shit. Warcraft 3 Reforged was Cyberpunk 2077 levels of failure before Cyberpunk 2077. Honestly, I think it's worse. And one of the big reasons I do say that is specifically because Warcraft 3 Reforged doesn't get spoken of enough when it comes to horrible gaming development practices and publishing practices in the industry. But man, they claim that Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are coming out later in 2022. It'll get delayed into 2023. I'm sorry to say that. At least one of them will. It's inevitable. Either that or they'll just launch as hot steaming piles of shit. I'm convinced. Because, like, Activision Blizzard has just not been able to do anything right for the past few years. Have you guys noticed that?
Somebody's poisoned the water hole!
And you have to not only take into account the fact that they have been effing up the past few years, but also the very concept that we have to grasp is who the fuck really actually wants to work for this company at this point. Between how the higher ups treat them like trash, between the terrible workplace culture that was discovered, between all the other scandals, and the fact that job security at Activision Blizzard in general is very, very bad. Who really wants to work there? You'd have to honestly, I wouldn't work there, but if I was to work there, you'd have to triple the salary of a standard worker there for me to even bother. Basically, what I'm saying is whatever is going on at Activision Blizzard, it's not going to get better, it's only going to get worse. More and more people are going to leave. Things are going to become even more stagnant. Blizzard is finished. Do not get your hopes up with these games, guys, because then all you would have to blame is yourself. But guys, that's the video. If you can, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me over on Twitter if you want to continue the conversation. And with all that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.